All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the aftermarket recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. You're probably wondering, what the hell am I looking at? This is the Bloomberg platform. We talked about that this morning, trying something new. I know I always do TOS. I will get back to TOS for charting. But again, I kind of wanted to show you the system that I've been using to help us out across the board, really give you the news and the insight that you guys want. The charts, if you noticed, the Bloomberg charts were posted on Instagram, Twitter. I've been working on that all day as we've been going, just trying to get you more information so you guys can kind of navigate the markets, obviously. So yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I know this looks like a lot, but again, I just wanted to show you exactly kind of what we look at daily. A lot of news, a lot of headlines, tickers, and reports, charts that I do. Always fun. So not to complicate everything, we're going to go back to TOS, which is Thinkorswim platform. No worries. But again, just wanted to show you how I look at things every day and kind of give you the information that I do. So again, appreciate you guys, as always, joining me on the G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get to Thinkorswim. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. Talk about the markets. Dow, let's see. The Dow closed down 222 points to end the month. NASDAQ down 0.41% today. S&P futures down 0.63% today. We had a nice boost towards the tail end of the day. Then we had a big volume spike to close. So a lot of closing of positions there, obviously selling that happened. The pivot point I was looking for was 47.55. That's kind of what we were holding. We came back down. The big level I'm looking for, and I own SPY calls now, I am long the market, is right around 4101. And we tested that this morning and played the bounce. We got into QQQ today. Well done, team. We caught that. But again, looking at the macro side, right? The dollar and VIX, we're going to go over that here in a second. The VIX down 1.32%, 2619. Red market, red VIX. Not a lot of fear out there, right? Obviously, according to that reading. Small caps is down 1.24% today. They lagged behind the other major averages or the major indices. 10-year yields did pop today, 2.844%. Bonds were sold off today. TLT, look at that, down 2.12%. 116.56 is the price. GLD or gold, if you're trading GLD, that's 1% down today, 171.14, with a firmer dollar. The dollar was up today, 101.77. Up 0.44%. Let's go ahead and, oh, well, look at silver down 2.55% today, 1984 on SLV. High yield credit, they came back down today, down 0.86%. We talked about important high yield bonds are. That is the bond market, junk bond market, in order to get companies liquidity they need since they don't make profit. So again, how much money can they get access to? You need to be watching HYG if you're a tech investor. Very, very key. That's a very good leading indicator. LQD is investment grade. We talked about that. Think of Johnson & Johnson. Think of Microsoft, highest credit rating. Apple, the guys with money. That's down 0.74%. So again, when the prices of those bonds fall, the yield costs, the interest costs go higher. So again, it's kind of thinking of it in the way of bond yields go higher, your credit card payments are going to be higher in terms of interest if it's variable. It's an example. Or when you take out a new loan, the price will be higher, or the cost will be higher. Think of mortgages. Again, the mortgage is based 30 or 20, 15 year, whatever year mortgage you want. But again, that is still based on the 10-year yield. That's why I look at it very closely. Take a look at crude oil today. What a crazy day on crude. Let's go ahead and chart that real quick on crude oil today. I was actually looking at it this morning with Kevin and Juan, our VPs, and you could see we hit as high as nearly 120. And it just fell off a cliff on some OPEC news with Russia. They're not going to be beholden to output standards. It went ahead and sliced down quickly down to 114.52, which is the 100-day moving average. It did bounce. So again, if you are an oil bull, it's still held above 115. Actually, ended the day green. But looking at it here, you can see nice break, but it came back down. So we need to see if we can retest that 120. If you're an oil bull, and see if you can go longer. If you do retest 120 here, then it gets interesting to want to go long there, possibly to 125, or you could start talking about 130. But again, what's interesting here is that crude is also priced in dollars. So the dollar was firmer today, up 0.45%, and oil still was green. Says a lot. And we'll talk about one more commodity with that. That's gasoline, up 0.74%, $3.94 a gallon. We saw it was high as much as $4 today. So again, it did pull back a little bit. Let's go into crypto land. I didn't talk about it today this morning as much. I didn't think I went fully into detail. I know I talked about Luna being wiped out, and that caused a liquidation event where everyone was just selling every crypto that they had, I guess, to cover their loss, or what have you, or portfolio, maybe the margin. But look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a nice day, up 10%. Ethereum getting closer to 2,000. 2,000 is a key level for Ethereum. Let's see if we can stay above that. And Bitcoin, you need to stay above 30. If 30 does not hold, guys, you're going to probably start testing 20K. That's the key. Very, very important to look at that. So that's where we were today. Let's take a look at the dollar real quick. The dollar, again, we talked about this head and shoulders, came back down, kind of went to plan. Now it's kind of hugging the 100-day. We talked about how important the dollar is on the morning note. Let's see if we hold this Fibonacci retracement level that I went ahead and created on the, I believe, the weekly. Did I create it on the weekly? No, I created it on, yep, on the daily candle, about a 3-year period. And you can see that right now, we're at that 78.6 fib. Let's see if we can break down below 101.36. That's your 50-day. I have 101.27 as an alert to alert me. Again, a lower dollar is going to help commodities. Lower dollar is more than likely going to help mega cap names. Again, think of tech, NASDAQ. There is an inverse correlation there. Let's take a look at the volatility index real quick. The VIX, we do have a gap to fill to the downside. So I expect us to end green tomorrow. So I am bullish tomorrow. New month for June. And I think we fill this gap here. If we don't fill it overnight, we'll fill it tomorrow, I believe. So again, that's 25.81. Once we get there, I'll see where I am with my longs and my calls. I'll probably just close them out. If we can get below that, that'd be terrific. If you start looking at VIX here, you can see that key support there, that dotted line. So again, fill the gap first, and then we can see if we can get below that dotted line. And then you start seeing fear subsiding a little bit, and we'll see some regular price action. For the day that it was today, guys, just a heads up, for the day we had, in terms of the S&P and the price action, it was actually pretty quiet. Other than the end of the day, where we had a big spike in volume, as you can see right here in this blue bar, it was pretty muted. Pretty muted price action. Pretty consistent with around 2 p.m. volume. That's what we had at 11 o'clock. But other than that, pretty muted price action. It's a short week. We had Memorial Day weekend. Who knows if portfolio managers are even in the vicinity of their office today. So again, I'm here working away. Let's see what we get moving forward. I think we do get higher. Let's answer some questions. Matia's asking, hi, Carlos, can you explain how to identify ES levels to watch? Pretty difficult to say. It's kind of like how do you play a video game? You just got to do it and keep playing it. I do put Fibonacci levels, sure. I start looking at trend lines and break levels on the daily, of course. And that 4101 level, if you guys remember, that was the Russian invasion low. I've been saying that for a while. That was the same level that we had in February 24th of this year. So again, 4101 being that level to test, you can see the bottom of that candle did retest that, and then went ahead and bounced. So again, this to me looks like a floor at 4101 so far. So far. Doesn't mean this is the lowest forever, but again, for short-term price action, again, you can start seeing the lines I created, Mattia. You can expand it out. You can see the Russian invasion lows here, and you can see the level that we broke out of, plus the retest today. So again, that's a big support for a lot of traders. There's a lot of buyers defending that level. So 4101 has to be in your mind. I was thinking of waiting before getting to crypto long-term good. I think with crypto, that DCA, dollar cost averaging, is probably your best friend, because even when it goes down in value, at least you're buying more of that crypto. So I think that's probably the easier way to do it than just to kind of price it where I'm just going to drop 10,000 or whatever amount of money you want in the crypto. So I would say that's going to give you a little more stress than just dollar cost averaging the whole time. I think I got a noise here on Bloomberg. Who knows? mRNA. Let's go ahead and answer that question. Go and bring up the hourly. Kind of looks like a double top on the hourly, right? A little bit. Let's see if we can get above 150. There's a gap to fill at 153. More than likely, we're going to get there. So 153 will be my intermediate price target on mRNA. I don't own the stock. Thoughts on FOMC mid-June? 50 basis point hike is what I'm expecting. Unless we get a horrendous CPI number right beforehand, maybe we'll get 75 basis. President Biden didn't meet with Fed Chair Powell, talking about the independence of the Fed. what I take out of it is that Biden don't give a crap about the stock market. Kill inflation now. Do whatever it takes. Was that the hawkish nudge the Fed chairman wanted? Or was he saying be more appeasing with monetary policy? I don't know. I wasn't there. So I do think that we're going to get 50 basis points. I think that's already baked in until September. We had a nice pop last week on the possibility of a pause in rate hikes in September. Any little bit of good news, guys, is going to jolt this market since everyone is so pessimistic. So imagine everyone saying the same thing. That's when it gets a little nerve-wracking as a trader, because the saying goes, if you're in a room where everyone thinks like you're in the wrong room. So again, I've been watching Bloomberg, CNBC. A lot of people are saying the same thing, that this is the bottom. This is the bottom. We're going to keep falling down. We're going to keep falling down. Part of me says, really? Makes me want to think we're going to freaking soar. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So this is why we trade every day, to watch. Well, at least monitor the market every day. A lot going on, but in terms of volume, guys, not too much. So you really didn't miss much in terms of price action, guys. We did trade today. I caught 2 trades with the team today. We had QQQ calls, and with Masterclass, I caught Qualcomm, which had a big spike right around 3, which was crazy. Last one for me, ASAN. I don't know that name, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. Asana Incorporated. Don't know much about him, but just taking a look at the actual chart. Again, all you're seeing here is basically a base building between 24 and 18. So again, nothing to do there. You're not looking for anything. Straight downtrend, a lot of gaps to fill on the upside. Let's see where we are. Is this a high beta growth? Sounds like they just had their IPO. You're near support, sure. The low 1787. If you really like the company, that's pretty much the level you're looking for. They were down 4.65% today. So on those pops, on any kind of those growth stocks that you don't want anymore, let's say you just want to get rid of them and you want to move on, you're looking for those pops to sell into. You're not selling them into weakness. And CRM's report, I posted it. They did beat on quarterly revenue. I think I put that information here. $1.63, 1.63 billion on Q1 sales, and they're very based on enterprise. They're not very consumer centric. So again, business spending is still up. Salesforce quarter 1 adjusted EPS of 98 cents versus $1.21. They missed on adjusted EPS. I'd have to verify that, but their service revenue, they also missed $1.76, 1.6 billion versus 1.78 billion. Interesting enough. HP also had a good quarter, and their enterprise generated too, saying that their enterprise spending in terms of customers was, I think, at an all-time high, as I heard on CNBC. So the question with CRM is the demand is there. That's good. A lot of people were worried about cloud and $12 to the upside. I think we get green tomorrow. I think CRM was a good report based on what I see. Obviously, the price action. I didn't see the guidance as of yet. I know HP raised their quarterly guidance and their full year. I don't know about CRM. I'd have to deep dive in that in a little bit. I'll take a look at it on the Bloomberg and go from there. But CRM has a little more upside to go. I mean, you're talking possibly 185 if things go right. But CRM is part of the Dow, and it's a big component of the NASDAQ. So again, let's see what CRM does tomorrow. If we can kind of sustain this level of 170, that's a pop of $10 on this stock. That'll be like a 5% push, 6% push, not bad. Maybe that creates a little momentum for the upside, which I expect. I think 4,200 comes tomorrow. Just a heads up. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow for the morning note. Cheers.